shut
screen
the,
that
yeah.
shows the microphone.
Good evening, everyone, and on this pleasant Friday night from Kaysville, Utah, we welcome you to KSL Game Night Live Rewind's coverage of high school sports. And this is Davis Basketball and Game Night Live Rewind. But tonight is not just any night of Davis Basketball and Game Night Live Rewind. It is the duel in Davis County. These two have been rivals since 1966, and for the second time this season, these two teams will renew hostilities on the floor, and this time it will be at Davis High School. It's round two of the duel in Davis County between the Layton Lancers and the Davis Darts. And alongside my broadcast partner, Tyler Gibb, I'm Alexander Tumalek. Tyler, what an atmosphere we have stepped into here at Davis High. You can look at these two student sections right now and tell me this is not going to be one of probably the most intense games we'll see all year.
It doesn't matter if Davis is 5-1 and Layton is 1-5. The gym will always be packed for this matchup. The games are always close, they're always physical and scrappy, and these two schools do not like each other.
Now, for the folks at home, in the interest of full disclosure, Tyler over here has been to many of these games. He is a Layton graduate. He knows exactly the meaning of these games. He knows what is at stake in every single one of these games. Tyler, just from your perspective, going to all of these games as a student, what was it like being there every night this game went on?
Well, it's a full day activity, right? You're trash talking, because whether it's the players, the students, there's always banter back and forth leading up to the game. And then the game finally comes, and it's mayhem all night. The students are crazy, the fans, everyone gets into it, and the players, they love this game. They live for this game, and it's always high energy. You get it all from the players.
Now, Tyler, let's try to climb back into the game here. These two teams are going in opposite directions. Davis coming off that upset loss to Fremont on Tuesday. Layton, meanwhile, got their first region win of the season on Tuesday against Syracuse. But you gotta wonder, something has got to give tonight for one of these teams, because after all, like you said, throw the record, throw the stats, everything out the window. This game means more probably than any other game they played all season to this point.
Davis is coming off their first loss in 28 games, their first loss all year. I'd expect them to respond well. Talking to Coach Sims before the game, he said after the game, he told his team, Fremont's a good team. Just get back to the basics, get back to what you know how to do, and we'll be fine. I expect them to come out and play well tonight. Layton, on the other hand, they're coming off their first win. Can you ride that momentum and keep going? They're going to be playing without Mekhi Martin again. He's been out with COVID. He is finally back with the team, but they're going to wait to ramp him up. He's been out a little while, so he will not be in the starting lineup. It looks like Brock Mendoza is going to get the start in his place.
Well, we hope everyone at home is settled in and ready to go. The two student sections, as you would expect, absolutely jammed. And Tyler, I don't know about you, but I'm ready to lose my hearing for the next 1 hour and 15 minutes.
It will be hard to hear all night, but that's what we love.
The two rivals, Layton and Davis, the duel in Davis County. We're underway. Round two begins. Game clock is unofficial. We'll try to keep it updated throughout the night. Miller outside, back into the post. And the first bucket of the game belongs to Layton.
Great sign out of the gate. Wilson didn't score until the second half in their first matchup, but he's coming off a 29-point outing against Syracuse. If he can keep it going and be the best player in this game, Layton will have a chance.
Sunderland into the corner, Tate Garf. At the free throw line, back to Eyrig, and now here's Sunderland. Sims drives into the paint, puts it up, no good. Now a foul is called. And the foul is going to be charged against Mitch Johnson, his first. Colby Sims will step to the line to shoot 2 free throws. And Sims makes the first. Second shot also good, and we're tied at 2. Just underway here. Here comes KJ Miller. Out front, here's Wilson. Wilson drives into the paint, kicks it. Mendoza up strong. Count it, and one.
A strong finish from Mendoza. He made a step to the hoop and Painter slid over and was firm. But Mendoza was able to go firm through the contacts, take it up strong.
He'll shoot the free throw to try to complete the old-fashioned 3. And Mendoza, through the really loud din here in this cauldron of noise, hits the free throw. And it's 5-2 early on in favor of the Lancers. Sunderland, who had 30 points in that last outing, takes his first shot and knocks it down from the free throw line. Miller matched up against Painter. Swing pass to Johnson. Johnson behind the back. Here's Bryton Palmer, who just checked into the game. Miller nearly had it stolen away there by Rex Sunderland. Out of bounds, it will stay with the black-shirted Lancers. Game clock in the arena reached 6:29.
If you're Layton, you have to be careful taking care of the ball. Sunderland averages over 4 steals a game. You can't get lazy with the passes, especially 30 feet from the hoop.
Miller cross court out to Wilson. Matched up against Colby Sims. And now here's Johnson. Johnson back out to Palmer. Finds himself alone, takes the 3. That's too strong. And it's rebounded there by Tate Garf. Sunderland, lead toss. Max Painter, no! It was partially deflected, I think, off the glass by Mendoza.
From our view, it looked like Mendoza may have hit that after it hit the backboard. May have got away with the goaltending.
Meanwhile, here's Wilson out front. Looking for a cutter, gives it over to Johnson. Johnson to Palmer. In the paint, puts up the tough shot. Count it, and the contact! A second and 1 for the Layton Lancers. And they are off to a great start, 7-4.
That's 2 quick fouls on Maxwell Painter. We'll see what Sims does as far as giving him some leeway to stay in this game. Doesn't look like anybody's headed to the scores table yet.
Palmer completes the 3-point play. It's 8-4 in favor of the Lancers. As Sunderland will bring it up across midcourt. Garf in the corner from Eyrig. Here's Painter. Against the ball, smaller Johnson. Jump hook, missed it. Rat-a-tats around into the arms of KJ Miller. Miller, crossover, Johnson for 3. Yahtzee! What a start for Layton. They lead 11-4.
You can't ask for anything more if you're Layton in the first 3 minutes of this game. We saw in the January 4th matchup, they got off to a hot start as well.
Sunderland answers back. And already, both teams matching each other tit for tat. It's 11-7.
Sunderland has a great feel for the game. That's 2 pull-up jumpers that he's hit now. The first one was about free throw line high. He saw the defense sagging off on a ball screen, pulls up. That time comes off the screen, stays behind the 3-point line, is able to pull up for 3.
Cole Mullen, by the way, just checked in for Davis. As Miller pulls up, and he hits the 3! The Lancers off to a red-hot start from beyond the crosswalk. That is their 3rd 3-pointer already. Sunderland matched up against Wilson. Back to Garf. Now here's Sims again on the outside. Eyrig. Palmer cutting him off. Good ball denial down low on Mullen there by Mendoza. Now here is Mullen in the high post. Back to Sunderland, who already has 7 quick points. Sunderland into the body, and we're going to get a traveling violation.
Good job of getting into the paint for Sunderland. Layton collapsed and he had a good idea to kick it out. Looks like his pivot foot may have slid as he came to a jump stop.
KJ Miller back to Mendoza on the outside. What a start here for the Lancers. They've hit 3 of 4 from beyond the property line. Johnson tries it again. Palmer fighting for the rebound with Eyrig. And Sunderland has it. Here come the darts in transition. And Sunderland will set it from out front. Eyrig off the screen into the paint, kicks it out to Garf. Garf into the paint, fly by, gets it to go!
Layton is playing a lot of tight defense. They're getting up in the chili of the Davis offense. That's going to create opportunities like Garf did there to pump fake and get Layton to fly by.
Wilson again for 3. That rattles out. Garf the rebound. Here come the darts in transition again with Sunderland. Sunderland against Wilson, drives down. Mullen in the paint, back to Sims again. Colby Sims in, puts it up, blocked there by Johnson. Wilson with the board, dribbles through traffic, kicks it out. Palmer wide open for 3. They'll just keep going back and forth, and the rebound taken by Mullen. And Chad Sims calls out to his captain, Rex Sunderland, to slow it down. Eyrig in the corner, matched up against Palmer. Less than 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. The other game clock is unofficial. There's about a 4-second delay between our clock and the arena clock. Sims into the paint to Mullen. Blocked by Palmer. Waved off the basket. We're going to get a held ball. With 1:48 left to go here in the first quarter.
We've seen a few drives from Davis where they've gotten to the basket and Layton has been able to get a hand on the ball. It was Johnson a couple possessions ago, Palmer on that one, to create some turnovers and stop some easy layups.
Sims gets it to Eyrig. Sunderland back to Sims. Flyby, wide open for 3.
They ran a double team at Eyrig off the inbounds pass. When he got it on the corner, they were able to swing it around and find the open guy for a 3. You got to be careful leaving the shooters.
Wilson can't answer back. Here comes Sunderland. Ahead it goes to take Garf. Great transition defense there by the Lancers. Sunderland behind the screen. Can't hit, but Eyrig gets the offensive rebound. Back to Garf, wide open 3. He can't hit. Mullen the offensive board. Back to Sims. Dribbles out, Sunderland takes it, and he is fouled hard on the perimeter. Clock reads 1:06 to go. That's the 3rd team foul on Layton. With 1:06 to go in the quarter, Max Painter comes back on the floor. The first called against KJ Miller.
Chad Sims said before the game, said whoever rebounds the ball the most is going to win. 2 offensive rebounds, extra possessions for Davis. Leads out to a foul. Let's see if they can capitalize and get some points.
Sims into the corner. Garf can't pull the trigger. Now where he sets it to Eyrig. Under 1 minute to go here in this first quarter. Sims right by and scores! And we are tied at 14. And this will likely be the last possession of the quarter, pending a foul. KJ Miller on the block, doubled up, back out to Palmer. And now, here is Elias Parkinson, who just checked into the game. Here's Palmer again. Around the perimeter they go. Miller thought about the three. Instead goes to Palmer with 10. Against Sunderland. Puts it up strong. Gets the friendly roll. 4 quick points for Brighton Palmer. 1 second. Sunderland left it just short. And that is the end of the first quarter. A very active first quarter at that, Tyler Gibb. Wow.
You can feel the energy in this gym. We've called a couple of games this year together. There's a different feel when it's a Layton Davis matchup. The students are into it. There's a more physicality involved in the game, and you can feel that.
We'll be back with more in just a little bit after a message from our friends at WGU.
College wasn't built for me.
It didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Test day's test day. Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
Tests on your time. Courses on your time. Graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of VIEW.
A reminder that KSL Game Night Live Rewinds coverage of high school sports is presented all season long by WGU, the nonprofit University of VIEW. Online, accredited, and affordable. Alexander Timolip, Tyler Gibb, back here for Davis basketball and Game Night Live Rewind. Layton leading Davis 16-14 as we start the second quarter of play. There's Tyler Lacey, who checked in at the last time out. Brighton Palmer against the smaller Sims, drives in, no, but a foul.
Layton needs to keep looking to be on the attack towards the basket. To start the game, they got a couple of and ones, and then they hit a couple of threes. They got out to a hot start. They started to settle for more threes there, but got a quick, easy 2 at the end of the quarter from Palmer inside, and another foul there.
And I don't know if you just noticed it, Tyler, but I sure did. Cottrell and Parkinson were having words underneath the basket. I mean, we figured it was going to be a war coming into this game. One team coming off a loss, the other coming off a win. We're seeing it right now. Here's Miller against Sunderland. Parkinson to the high post. Here's Lacey. Miller open for 3. Fight for the rebound. That should be Davis basketball, and is. Here's Colby Sims. Sims has 2 points so far here in this one, with this team trailing 16-14. Here's Sunderland against Tyler Lacey, into the paint. Can't finish it. Left it kind of short off the bottom of the rim. And here comes Lacey, racing up with it out of the backcourt. Kicks it to Palmer. Thought about the 3. And now they'll reset with Parkinson. And we're going to get an over-the-back foul on the reach by Tate Garth. As Chad Sims wants to hear the explanation from the umpire. And meanwhile, Johnson comes back in for Lacey. He'll inbound from underneath the goal. Miller into the paint, lost the handle, dribbled it on the baseline, but it got shoveled off of Cottrell, and it will stay here with the Layton Lancers. Down below us, Andrew Watts checking in for the first time for the Lancers. And now the official, oh, I think you said it, Tyler, everybody's into it in these kind of rivalry games. I guess even the young kids are in this one right now. Here come the darts the other way. Cottrell drives. Sims all the way in. What a strong take from Colby Sims. And we're tied again at 16.
Great job of not slowing down by Sims. He caught it on the run. They had Layton not set all the way, coming back, and Sims kept going to the hoop to get an easy 2.
Parkinson, Palmer on the slip, in, can't finish it. And now here comes Sunderland. Sunderland, drop pass, Sims for three. No, and a foul on the perimeter. And that, I believe, is going to be 3 shots. And Sims will go to the line for the 3.
Sims got left open at the end of the first quarter for a 3, knocked it down, came back, got another bucket to end the first quarter, and then we saw the possession before that. He takes it to the hole for 2, and then gets to the foul line for 3. He's heating up. You got to find a way to slow him down, get him out of a rhythm.
Sims made the first, makes the second. You can follow KSLSports.com on Twitter at Game Night Live Rewind for all the highlights, stats, and everything you need to know from the games of the week, covered in the only way that our friends Dusty Litster, Dane Stewart, and crew know how to do. Just follow at Game Night Live Rewind on Twitter and subscribe to the official YouTube channel, High School Rewind. Having a little trouble with the clock here. We have a 10-second delay right now between our clock and the game clock. Here's Watts for 3. He knocks it down!
Great pass cross-court from Parkinson. He finds Watts, who's open for the 3. Watts is not a guy you want to leave open. He's scrappy, and he's one of those 3-and-D guys that comes off the bench for energy.
Sunderland pull up from 16. He leaves it short. And in the fight for the rebound, it's taken there by Crew Harrop. And we're going to get a foul called on Tate Gar coming in from behind. The 15th foul called on Davis with 5:37 to go here in the first half. Tied at 19. And some serious miscommunication there as Parkinson and Harrop were not on the same page. .5:23 to go here in what has been an active, vitriolic, and at times physical first half. Cottrell on the block against Mendoza. Can't shoot. Back to Sunderland again. Here's Eyrig. Eyrig on Harrop. Back out. Cottrell. Cottrell back to Eyrig. On the baseline. Drives all the way in, and he is fouled by Brock Mendoza.
Good patience from Davis on that possession not to force up any of those early shots. Layton's defense in the half court has been solid. Most of this run that Davis has made in the second quarter has been fast break transition buckets. They're doing a good job of keeping them in front of them, but Davis had patience, was able to eventually find an open lane.
Eyrig hits the first. Darts back in front with 4:57 to go here in the first half. Second shot, also good. And the Davis starts now lead by 2. And that's one of the things I think right now, Tyler, is what's keeping Davis afloat right now is those free throws. Here's another steal. Here's Sunderland. Sunderland drives in, no. Rebound Mendoza. Here comes Wilson. They might have numbers. Screen from Mendoza in the paint, gets it, offensive foul!
Mendoza not happy about the call. It looked like they slid in right as he caught it. Did he give him enough room to land and turn? And was the defender too far under the hoop? That's for the ref to decide. He definitely ran into him. Would have been a charge. It just depends if Mendoza had the room to land.
Yep, and that's what you hear Dusty and Dane talking about all the time on the broadcast is the introduction of that restricted arc.
Mendoza was far under the hoop when he caught that ball and went up for it. One of those questionable ones when there's no circle in the paint.
KJ Miller now. Open in the corner, Wilson. Could not pull the trigger, and that pass is stolen away. That's Boston Willard who just checked in, and now he gives it to Sunderland. Up the floor, crossover into the paint, kicks it out. Cottrell for 3. Left it off the red rim, it's short, and we're going to get a loose ball foul. against the Lancers. It's going to go against KJ Miller. The 16th foul called against the Layton Lancers with 3:50 to go here in the first half. And actually that foul is going to be charged to Brock Mendoza. You having fun yet, Tyler?
The atmosphere here is awesome. You love games like this, and a great find right there from Cottrell as Sims cuts to the basket. Easy two.
23-19 with 3.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Miller swings it. Connor Wilson. Wilson puts his head down. Back to Miller, and he is fouled on the perimeter, and that's 16 fouls against the Davis Darts. A reminder that at the end of tonight's game, Tyler and I will be selecting our choice for the Heidemann & Associates Player of the Game. Palmer takes this 6-footer that doesn't go, and the rebound is taken by the Darts. Into the corner, here's Eyrig against Palmer, drives in, up and under move, can't get it to go. Fight for the loose ball, and shoveled by Palmer to KJ Miller. Another strap for it on the floor. Sunderland picks it up, and he is fouled hard on that one, and now Johnson is down.
I think it's Palmer that's down. He went in to try to stop the fast break, and I can't tell if he hit his head when he hit the floor or if he got hit when he went in for the foul on the head, but he was down hard, and the refs immediately called for the Layton staff to come out. We hope he's okay.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to see anything like this. And, wow, he's up, but that doesn't look very good.
Palmer feels like he's been the biggest player for Layton so far in this game. He's had an and one. He's had a couple baskets down in the paint. Really been one of the only ones that's been able to do much inside the arc for Layton. You hope he can come back. Looks like they're going to go check him out for a concussion.
This will be a 1-1 for Rex Sunderland, who has 7 points so far here in this first half, by our count, with 2:56 left here in the first half. And Sunderland hits the first and makes it a 5-point lead for Davis. Second shot, no good. And here comes Tyler Lacey up the floor. Connor Wilson has been stuck on 5 points since about the 5-minute mark of the first quarter. In the corner, here's KJ Miller, matched up against Colby Sims. Swing cross court, Watts. Lacey for three. And Cottrell collects in the board.
Layton's been stuck on 19 ever since that Watts three-pointer. You got to find a way to get an easy basket.
Colby Sims getting an easy basket right there. And he's continuing to heat up right now. It's a 7-point lead for Davis.
The second quarter has been full of easy baskets attacking for Davis, and Layton's having a hard time to get anything going on this end as we see him throw up another miss. You have to find a way going into the half to settle down and get a few buckets.
Sims underneath, blocked there by Connor Wilson. Well, maybe that will get Wilson off the schneid a bit. He's not scoring, but defensively, that's something you see on the stat sheet. Into the corner, Lacey inside. Too strong in the rebound, Cottrell. Boy, there is a lid on that rim for the Lancers.
That's a great look from Crew Harrop. He does a great job to get into the paint, slows it down once he gets inside, has a good look, just can't get it to fall. Great job attacking.
Eyrig matched against Miller now. Double comes off the baseline. Willard on a hard foul. There by Crew Harrop with a minute 16 to go here in the first half. That will be his second. And If I'm counting right, Tyler, this is about I think this will probably be the 9th and 10th free throws for the Darts here in the first half.
They've got to the foul line a lot, and that's created this run. It's created open buckets. Davis is doing a great job of cutting and getting to the basket. We saw Willard go from the opposite corner on the post-up from Cottrell, and Cottrell was able to have patience and find him, get him to the foul line.
Davis held Layton to 8 fourth quarter points, or 8 second quarter points rather, back on January 4th. As Willard goes 2 for 2. 1 minute, 15 seconds to go. Parkinson into the corner, Watts, and he walked. Tate Garf comes back in. And looking here, we got Mekhi Martin coming in on the other end, so I don't know. maybe they were trying to play it close to the vest there, or was Kelby Miller's staff trying to keep us off balance there? I mean, we didn't expect that.
Martin's been ramping up from his bout with COVID. He's been out, but he was with the team tonight. We didn't think we'd see him. Looks like they're going to give him a minute here to end the half.
A key one at that. Sims tries it again. Rattles out the three. And Parkinson the rebound, and here comes Martin. 45 and counting left here in the first half. Parkinson to Wilson, into the paint, floater, got it! 7 now for Connor Wilson, and it's a touchdown game with 25 left here in the half. This will likely be the last possession of the first half.
Layton trailed by 7 at halftime of the last game and came back to take a lead to start the fourth quarter. If they can hold it here, that'll be big.
Clock at 5. Take Garf back to Sunderland. Can he get it off with 3? Sunderland can't control the dribble, and nobody looks like is going to get a shot off before the buzzer. And that ends the first half. And thanks to a early second quarter run, the Davis Darts having 7-point lead at the break. Well, Tyler, that was fun, but as you said, the Layton Lancers need to find a way to get some easy looks at the hoop.
They had 12 points 3 minutes into the game, and they've only scored 9 since. They hit a couple threes, 2 threes and 2 and 1s is what got them those 12 points, and then they stopped going to the basket. They weren't able to get any penetration inside. You have to make the adjustment at halftime. Find ways to get inside and get the Davis defense on their heels.
We'll see if Coach Kelby Miller makes any adjustments for the second half, and we'll also see if Chad Sims keeps up the pressure in the second half. But all we know is we got a good second half coming. When we come back on the other side of the break, we'll have stats, thoughts, and the start of the third quarter. The score at the break is Davis 28 and Layton 21. You're watching KSL Game Night Live Rewind's coverage of high school sports. This is Davis basketball on Game Night Live Rewind, and you're watching the duel in Davis County. Welcome back to Davis High School, and this is Davis Darts Basketball on KSL Game Night Live Rewind. Part of KSL's coverage of high school sports. Alexander Timolip, Tyler Gibb, ready to start the second half of the duel in Davis County, round 2 between the Davis Darts and the Layton Lancers. Davis leading Layton 28-21. And so far, we're looking at the stats here, Tyler, and the big story, the first big story of the half, obviously, is the discrepancy at the free throw line. 11 free throws for Davis and just a single pair for the Layton Lancers.
Both 2 free throws came on and ones for Layton. Davis, they got started when they built this lead at the free throw line. They were able to get there. Colby Sims shot 5 himself, going 5 for 5 from the line, and they kept attacking. Layton started to settle and weren't able to get inside as easy as Davis was, and a lot of that started on the break in transition. Davis was getting turnovers or they were getting rebounds and they were looking to push the pace. Layton needs to look to do the same.
And speaking of Colby Sims, I mean, he had quite a first half, 16 points in the first half. You were just telling me during the break here, as we were on the silent mic, that he literally almost outscored Layton single-handedly in that first half.
If it was Colby Sims versus Layton right now, it'd be 21-16, a 5-point game.
Yeah, it would.
And Colby Sims, he's done it from all over the floor. We talked about the 5 free throws. He's hit 2 threes. He's got to the line for layups. So really all-around game so far for Colby Sims. You can't let him get going to start the second half. Let other guys beat you.
And the other thing we were looking at in the first half, Brighton Palmer went out with that really scary-looking head injury, but we saw him out there shooting, and we see him down there in the huddle right now, Tyler. It looks like he's good to go and he's okay.
Hit his head hard on a fast break, and he is heading out there, which is big news for Layton. He was their leading scorer. He had 5 points. A pretty balanced scoring half for Layton, but he was their leading scorer and was getting inside.
Layton shot 40% in the first half. Davis just 38%. But as Tyler and I have been talking about, the free throws have been the big story, and we're off and running here in the third quarter. Rex Sunderland has 6. He had 30 back on January 4th. Sims wide open. Chases down his offensive rebound. It's tipped. Eyrig. And we're going to get a late whistle on the sideline. And that's going to be against Brock Mendoza. And that is number 3, just 23 seconds into the third quarter. And on cue, in comes Elias Parkinson.
Parkinson's one of those competitive guys. He comes from a competitive family. So oldest brother, Isaac, he got cut from the basketball team, but ended up being one of the best receivers at Layton High. And then Micah was a star on the basketball and football team too. They looked to him for an early difference in the second half.
There's an early difference right there. I think Brighton Palmer's okay, Tyler, as he swatted that one all the way down to Farmington on Rex Sunderland.
Quick way to assert yourself back in the game. Make a play on the defensive end.
I think we'll just let the Layton student section over there, I think we'll just let your alma mater do the talking over there, Tyler. Meanwhile, a foul called here on the inbound. And that foul is charged to Brighton Palmer, his second. Sims will inbound from the baseline. And it will come to Sunderland. Here's Colby Sims behind the screen. Bullseye! He is feeling it right now. 19 for Colby Sims, picking up right where he left off in the first half.
Sometimes it's just your night. He's deep behind the line. They give him space, and he pulls the trigger without hesitation.
On the baseline, Wilson cuts. That pass deflected. A lot of bodies going up for it. Ball still loose on the floor. And coming out of there with it is Sims. Here comes Sunderland. Sunderland puts on the brakes. Back to Sims. Kicks it out. Garf drives into the paint. Pull up 15. Too strong. Palmer the rebound. This is the largest lead that Davis has enjoyed tonight. A 10-point deficit for the Lancers with 6.5 to go here in the third as Miller is hacked on his way up. Foul foul charge to Sunderland, his second.
This is a scary part of the game for Layton. If you don't make a run and start to change things around quickly, it could get out of hand. Layton needs to be smart on offense, be patient and get easy looks to work yourself back in.
Bryden Palmer can't get the friendly roll. Parkinson can't get the O board. And Eyrig cleans up the spill behind him. Sims down the lane. Wraparound pass deflected and stolen by Connor Wilson. Johnson, blocked by Sunderland. Back to Wilson. He drives down the lane, all the way in and scores! And a timeout is signaled for by the Davis Darts. It is a 31-23 game with 5 minutes and 51 seconds on our clock, 5:56 here in the arena. And you just talked about it, Tyler. That was a much-needed basket there for the Layton Lancers, and it came from Connor Wilson.
3 possessions for Layton in this half. All 3 of them, they've looked to get to the hoop. Now Davis is getting their hands in the passing lanes. They've tipped it. 2 of them led to turnovers. That one was tipped. They got it back and went to the hoop again. So good job looking to attack. Now you've got to be smart with those passing lanes. Make sure you're not letting Davis get their hands in the way.
6 turnovers in the first half for the Layton Lancers. That was their first of the second half. (31-23) in favor of the Davis Darts. With 5:55 on a running clock left here in the third. Colby Sims has 19 to lead all scorers. Sims thought about it, doubled up, back to the top. Here's Sunderland again. Sims to Sunderland. Into the post, Henry Eyrig. Back to Sunderland, he'll pull the trigger. Left it short, Garf could not control the rebound. It goes out, and it'll go back to the Lancers.
Kelby Miller's made an adjustment. They've switched to it looks like a 1-2-2 zone on defense. They were getting beat inside on the drives, so they're bringing everything inside on defense, making Davis beat you from the outside.
The Darts shot just 2 of 8 from beyond the property line in the first half. Palmer back out. Parkinson will try. He can't finish the 3, and Eyrig drives the rebound as he gives it back to Sims. Cross court, here's Garf. And as Eyrig was doing that, he had something to say for Johnson. Sunderland setting it with a shot!
Shoot or shoot. He missed one on the previous possession, but doesn't hesitate to fire away again. Knocks it down. The big steal there.
Here he comes, right down the lane, and fouled by Elias Parkinson. 4:36 left to go in the third. It is an 11-point lead for the Darts, their largest lead they have enjoyed tonight. And Sunderland will go to the line for the 12th and 13th free throws of the night for the Darts. They've missed only 1. And he misses that one. Left it woefully short. Andrew Watts comes back in, replacing Mitch Johnson. And he misses both. Offensive rebound, back to Sunderland, bricks the 3, and the rebound taken there by the Layton Lancers. Here's Wilson, crossover to the paint, kicks it out. Palmer, they need it, they got it! Back to an 8-point game. Palmer now has 8.
That was a big swing. After Sunderland hits the 3, he gets the steal and has the chance to extend it to a 13-point lead. Instead, he misses both free throws, and Layton comes down and hits a 3.
Here's Sims, backs down, and a foul on Elias Parkinson. And that is going to be his second. Team foul number 4 on the Lancers. Clock here in the arena reads 4:02. So does our game clock. Kobe Sims to the line. And he misses the first. 3 consecutive misses for the Davis Darts. Was it something I said?
Announcer's jinx. I don't remember anything.
Well, he hit the second. That's a good thing. So for now, the jinx is gone. I say for now. Meanwhile, it's a 9-point game. Layton's biggest lead has been 7. Here's KJ Miller. Checks the ball screen, now goes the other way. He'll pull up for 3. Palmer fighting for the rebound, gets it there, but couldn't shovel it off Eyrig. Got it poked from behind at Eyrig by Wilson. Shovel to Sims for 3. No! Batted up against the backboard, and Palmer squeegees it clean. 3.5 to go here in the third. Wilson into the paint. No basket, a foul in the high post. We apologize if you're currently not seeing the game. We're having some technical difficulties trying to get the stream back up and running, so we are going to try. So we're trying to get it up and running for those watching on KSLSports.com. So be patient with us, as we're going to get another foul away from the ball against Tate Garf, and that's now Garf's 3rd personal foul. As Sawyer Cottrell will check back in. Wilson in the paint, kicks it out. Palmer, batted away by Sunderland. Here he comes the other way. Can he get there first? Yes, he can, and he scores! And we have another player down.
KJ Miller is down in a lot of pain. He was hustling back and fell to the ground as Sunderland went up, and Sunderland landed on him. They called a foul on Miller. It looked like Miller was just on the ground from the play and got stepped on, so he's hurt. Plus he got called for a foul. Interesting situation.
And Kelby Miller is asking the umpire, Adam Stark, why there was a foul called, and now one of the Layton assistants is out on the floor inquiring the same. And Miller is in a lot of pain here.
Coach Miller looked at the ref saying, that's crazy. KJ, his son, was on the ground hustling back. Sunderland didn't have the room to land because KJ was on the ground, but KJ was already there. You hate to see him get hurt on the play.
It's the second time that we've seen a Layton player go down tonight. And we hope that KJ Miller is all right. We'll step aside and we'll be back in just a little bit.
College wasn't built for me.
It didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Test day's test day. Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of VU.
Welcome back to Davis High School. As you saw KJ Miller get helped off the floor. And to the line will go Rex Sunderland for the +1.
Miller walked off the floor. It looked like holding his midsection. He had a little bit of a limp. It was an awkward situation where Sunderland landed on him. So it looked like something in his midsection, maybe around the knee. But you hope that he's okay and that he can either come back in this game or at least by next game.
Meanwhile, the Davis Darts have now missed 4 of their last 5 from the charity stripe after hitting 10 of their first 11. Here's Palmer. Stolen by Cottrell. Sims ahead to Eyrig. Into the paint, kicks it out. Cottrell, wide open three. Short. Sunderland snags the offensive board and a fresh possession for the Darts. Sims drives into the paint, left-handed scoop, got it! 21, blackjack for Colby Sims. And it's a 13-point lead inside. Johnson, nice cut, and lays it in. A much-needed basket for Layton. Eyrig caught. Sunderland drives inside. Yes!
The pace is picked up now. A couple quick back and forths up and down the floor. Good offensive possessions from both teams getting to the hoop.
Under 2 minutes to go here in the quarter. Connor Wilson cannot hit the three. And scrap for it in the paint. As Painter gets there in front of Johnson. Now they're tangled up behind the play. Meanwhile, Sims is doing this. And we have an offensive foul against Henry Eyrig. And things are starting to heat up here as far as the tension is concerned. With a minute 37 left to go here in the third.
Davis has been the more active team in the second half. They've created 4 or 5 steals, getting their hands in the way, and few offensive rebounds to create second chance points.
Ryan Palmer currently has 8 to lead the Lancers. Colby Sims leads all scorers with 21. Lob on the block to Palmer.
Palmer did a great job to seal his defender off, and Lacey threw it over the top in a perfect spot that only Palmer could get it. It's touch you see in a football game from a quarterback, but great job from Palmer to keep the seal.
Under 1 minute to go. Colby Sims, pass deflected, and Cottrell cannot control it inbounds, and Layton will get the ball back with 49-4 left here in the third quarter. A rare turnover for the Darts.
We were just talking about how Davis has been the team to get their hands in the passing lanes in this third quarter. There it's Palmer who gets his long arms up in the air, creates the turnover, going the other way for Layton. See if they can cut it to single digits before the fourth quarter to make things more interesting.
41-30 our score. Cade Mullen has checked back in. Here's Tyler, or rather it's a Crew Harrop outside. Here's Connor Wilson. Wilson against Eyrig, drives on him. Turn around, in the paint, kicks it out. Lacey back to Wilson. Back to Palmer, sets his feet for three. No good, and the rebound taken by Sunderland. And this will be the final possession of the third quarter. Sunderland, bingo! Watts tries to answer, cannot do so, and that's the end of the third quarter. It is the Rex Sunderland Colby Sims show here tonight in this second round of the duel in Davis County. Well, we're set up for a great fourth quarter, and we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the fourth. You're watching KSL Game Night Live Rewind's coverage of high school sports. This is Davis Starts Basketball on Game Night Live Rewind.
Jake said these are awesome for studying.
Line. You shouldn't ever take someone else's medication.
Know your script. Talk to your kids about the dangers of sharing prescriptions.
Welcome back to Davis High School. We're ready for the start of the fourth quarter. Davis leading Layton 44-30. This is Davis Darts Basketball and Game Night Live Rewind. Alexander Timolip, Tyler Gibb. We're underway in the fourth.
Looks like Miller is going to give Martin the shot to come back in and start this fourth quarter after only playing 1 minute to end the first half. We weren't expected to see him tonight, but he is back, first day back from sickness.
And here is Martin off the three. Try, that's no good. Mullen the rebound, and the Darts might have numbers. Here comes Cottrell, leaves it behind. Sunderland sets the feet for three. Yahtzee! Davis just hitting the mark from everywhere across the property line. They lead by 17. Palmer in the lane, gets it to go.
The three from Sunderland at the end of the third quarter felt like a big blow to the train that Layton was trying to come back on. And then he starts the fourth with another big three. Tough to start down 17 in the fourth quarter.
Sunderland goes up strong, cannot get it to go. It looks like it's going to be Layton basketball. And so it is with 6:57 on our game clock. Unofficial 2-second delay.
Quick update from the Layton side of things. KJ Miller did come back to the bench. He was holding his right side around his hip area, his side. Just looked uncomfortable, kind of limping. So doesn't look like he will return. He was in pain, but he's back on the bench.
Cottrell tried to get a little saucy with it and got it stolen away by Watts. Here comes Harrop. Martin into the paint, threw it away. And out of bounds it will go back to the Darts. And KJ Miller is back in.
As we speak of him, he looked like he was in pain coming back to the bench between the third and fourth quarter, but he's back out there going to fight through it. That's a good sign.
So what is it? I mean, I guess the announcer's curse befell the Davis players at the free throw line, and now as we're talking about Miller and Palmer potentially not coming back in, they both come back in.
The way he walked off the floor the first time, it looked like there was no way he was going to return, but a tough kid comes back and plays in the fourth quarter.
And it looks like we have something on the floor over here, not sure what it is. And we also have some perspiration down on the baseline, so the officials are wiping that up. And so we're back on it here. 6:26 on a rolling clock here in the fourth. A 15-point lead for the Darts. Their largest lead was by as many as 17. And it was just courtesy of this man, Rex Sunderland, and that guy, Colby Sims. Sunderland doubled out front, drives in. Cade Mullen to the basket. No! Gets his own rebound, can't clean up the mess. Fight for the rebound. Sunderland comes out of the dust cloud, and he stepped on the baseline. .6:02 and counting. Makai Martin out front. Martin, Johnson, KJ Miller, Palmer, and Wilson, the five on the floor right now. Lob up, and that one deflected away by Brighton Palmer, and then it's saved to KJ Miller, who is fouled to stop the fast break by Rex Sunderland. That will be his third. If there's one thing that's going to keep the Layton Lancers in the game, we saw it against Fremont on Tuesday, we saw it back on January 4th. It's the turnovers and it's the missed free throws.
That last turnover comes off of a Layton turnover. Sunderland reaches a season average of 4 steals. You got to be smart. If you're Davis, pull that out. You don't need to get rushed to anything. You've got a 15-point lead.
Here's KJ Miller in the post. Johnson, and an over-the-back foul is called against Rex Sunderland, and that is number 4 on Rex Sunderland. Well, I know it's a 15-point game, but you can't afford to lose him. So maybe Chad Sims will try and see if we can't get out of it. And now we have a 5-second violation. Rather, we're going to get a timeout. You're about to point it out. I think I might have beaten you to it.
They were going to give Kelby Miller the timeout there just before the 5-second violation.
Well, we'd like to remind you as we're on the air here on Game Night Live Rewind. This is Davis Basketball Game Night Live Rewind. You're watching here with Alexander Timolip and Tyler Gibb. We'd like to remind you that WGU is the official sponsor of KSL Game Night Live Rewind all season long. You can make 2022 your year with a degree from WGU with their new Year of You scholarship. This $2,500 scholarship can help you earn your degree on your time. Now you can study at your own pace with WGU, online, accredited, and affordable. Davis has led since trailing 11-7 here in the first quarter. They lead 47-32 here with 5:33 to go here in the fourth quarter. And it's out of bounds, and it will go back to the Darts. A missed opportunity there for the Lancers. We'll start the clock now that the arena clock has reached 5 minutes, 27 seconds. Again, our clock is unofficial. So if we're behind a little bit, apologize for the delays we've been causing with the game clock. We're trying to get it as in sync as possible. Sunderland drives, kicks it out. Eyrig down the lane. Here he comes. And got it blocked by Mendoza. But Garth keeps it in play, and a fresh possession on the reset for the Darts.
Eyrig wanted the poster there. He wanted the highlight. You could see him when he drove to the lane. He went up there, and Mendoza met him at the top. Good battle. Mendoza wins that one, but it's been a battle inside all night. Davis has won a lot of them. Mendoza gets that one.
As you would expect, in a series like this that has seen a lot of close games in the past between these two teams. First meetings have been decided by less than 5 points each of the last 3 years. Inside, Mendoza.
Martin had a couple turnovers when he first got into the game. You know, gets a feel for it, getting back into the action. Great find to Mendoza on the drive.
47-34. Martin almost got the steal there on his opposite number, Sims. Here's Painter. He'll challenge Mendoza inside, but he walked. Another turnover for the Darts. And now with 4 minutes and 13 seconds officially left to go, things might get a little interesting here. As Miller just did exactly that, and this is now a 10-point game.
Looks like KJ Miller's okay. Gets it down in a little bit of transition. Pull up three, knocks it down.
Well, after being a 17-point game earlier, it's back down to a 10-point game. It's a full timeout. We'll step aside and be back in just a moment on KSLSports.com.
Ouch, gonna need some pills for that one.
Hey, prescription pain pills can be dangerous.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Easy there. You're her parent, not a drill sergeant. More love, then they'll listen.
Know your script. Talk to your kids about prescriptions the right way.
A quick reminder that at the conclusion of the fourth quarter, Tyler and I will be selecting our choice for the Heidemann & Associates Player of the Game. Get in contact with Heidemann & Associates Law Firm and tell them Game Night Live Rewind sent you. That's coming up after the end of the fourth quarter. 4 minutes, 9 seconds left to go here in the fourth. As the Davis Darts were leading earlier by as many as 17. They have seen their lead get shaved to 10. And a key possession here defensively for both teams. Sunderland kicks it out to Garf. And now Eyrig will have it out front. Garf doubled on the perimeter. Goes to half court, but got it to Sunderland somehow. And Sunderland will go in and score, but the foul! How in the world did he get out of that? He was in a straitjacket and somehow slithered his way to the hole, puts one!
The possession looked like it was going to be a turnover going the other way for Layton. They're able to throw it out to Sunderland. Sunderland's change of pace is off the charts. He reminds me a little bit of Luka Doncic, not to make compare him to Doncic, but the way that they're able to change their pace. He cut back like he was going back out to the three-point line and immediately turned back around. The same way that you see with a lot of those European players, they're able to make those change of pace adjustments.
Parkinson back to Martin. Martin drives into the paint, doubled. Trying to find Palmer, stolen by Eyrig. 3-on-2 the other way. Eyrig to Cottrell, down the lane. And just like that, to lead back to 15. Connor Wilson cut off in the post. Miller thought about the three, lobs it up for Palmer. Doubled, but got it to go! What a strong take by the big man!
It was three white jerseys that we saw all around Palmer, and then you see at the last second Palmer pops up and is able to catch it. Great finish in traffic.
Boy, Tyler, we have seen some unbelievable plays here tonight, and you would expect that. Coming from a rivalry that dates back all the way close to the 60s as that ball is tipped out of bounds by Parkinson with 2 minutes and 47 officially left on the game clock. Painter will trigger from the far side, and here is Sunderland. And Garf, or rather we're going to get a timeout here by Chad Sims with 2:39 left to go. It's a 30-second stoppage, so we'll keep it here on the air. While we have a moment, we'd like to remind you that you can follow KSL Game Night Live Rewind on Twitter, at Game Night Live Rewind for all the latest stats, news, and highlights that only Dusty and Dane can give you. Follow Game Night Live on Twitter, and you can also subscribe to the official YouTube page, High School Rewind. And for those watching on the main stream, they have seen some pretty good basketball here tonight between these two longtime rivals. I mean, we have seen players fight through traffic. We've seen hard screens, hard fouls. It's kind of the thing you would expect in a game like this, Tyler.
The gym is packed. People are all the way around the track. This rivalry, it's going to be, no matter the records, it's going to be high atmosphere.
Sunderland all the way home. 54-39, the lead back to 15.
And it's been Sunderland and Sims all night. You come off the bounce-back loss from Fremont, you look to your two leaders to try to set the tone for the team, and they've done that. They fell behind by 7 early in this one, but it was Sims that got them going to end the first half, and Sunderland has had his fair share in the second half.
Davis leads by 13, 2 minutes left to go. Eyrig in the paint, kicks it out to Painter. And now here's Colby Sims, double in the corner. Painter looking. And we're going to get a walk. With a minute 56 remaining here in the game. Parkins, or rather Johnson, triggers. And now here comes Connor Wilson. Miller tries it again. Back to a 10-point game again. And once again, with 1:44 to go, it's another timeout and it's another full one. And we'll take it with them. We'll step aside and we'll be back in 30 seconds after this word from WGU.
College wasn't built for me.
I didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I want to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
Back here at Davis High School, 1:44 to go here in the fourth. Davis starts leading by 10 over the Layton Lancers. Alexander Tumalip and Tyler Gibb with you here. And this, the duel of Davis County, round number 2. Sawyer Cottrell will trigger from underneath the goal, his own goal. And he gets it into Sims. And he's left one-on-one there against Miller. Miller doubled out front. Here's Sunderland. Kicks it out. Cottrell into the paint. Back to Eyrig. Drives all the way in. Can't finish the jam. And we're going to get a technical foul against Henry Eyrig for hanging on the rim. And Chad Sims is looking at the official saying, what gives here?
Eyrig went in and it looked like Watts hit him on the arm when he went up for the dunk. Maybe threw things off. He doesn't get the call and then he swings through for the technical, makes things interesting.
And Connor Wilson hits the freebie, and this is now a 9-point game, so we're not done yet here. Second shot is no good, but if there's any silver lining to that, the Lancers just scored with the clock stopped, and now they can make this really interesting.
Eyrig tried to claim he was swinging through, which he was, but it looked like he did a pull-up on the rim, which is what got him the technical, not the swing through.
1:23 to go. Here's KJ Miller. Miller, crossover into the paint, fakes, and gets it almost taken away by Cottrell. In the corner, Wilson! No! Tipped up and grabbed by Painter, fiddled through traffic. Wilson comes out of it, and a hard foul. Look out! A big-time collision in the corner by Garf and Wilson. Thank goodness both of them got up out of that. I mean, that was two Mack trucks going at each other 1,000 miles an hour.
You are not wrong. Garf's shoulder went straight into the side of Wilson's head, and he went straight down. He's back up and okay, which is a good sign, but that has to rattle you.
There are going to be a lot of ice bags handed out after tonight, as Connor Wilson will attempt to make this a 7-point game, at the very least an 8-point game. And he does make it a 7-point game. 54-46. Check it, it's an 8-point game now. So this will now be for a 7-point game. And so it is. And a timeout is called by Kelby Miller. What a turn of events.
The good thing for Layton right now as well is you're at 6 fouls, which means the next 3 fouls are going to be 1-1. They're not in the double bonus yet. So Davis, they've got the pressure to make their free throws coming up. If Layton fouls them, it's 1-1 3 times in a row. That's a chance to get some easy, quick possessions back for Layton. That technical foul, you're questionable on whether you call it or not. Eyrig did do a little pull-up. We'll see if Layton can get any turnovers or if Davis can miss any free throws to
I was about to say, remember that play right there. Remember that technical foul by Eyrig, because that could very well be something that keeps the Lancers alive here for the last 66 seconds. So this is by no means done just yet here at Davis High. Cottrell will trigger from underneath the goal. It comes to Sims. He's doubled and doubled. Back to Sawyer Cottrell. We're under a minute. Sims, backcourt, high pass, and a timeout is called just before the 10-second violation is called.
The clock in the stadium read 1:06 when that play started. It now reads 56.1. So the full 10 seconds is up. Sims barely gets the timeout in time. Layton with good pressure, not letting Davis get anything going forward towards the hoop.
Quick game reset for you here, real quick. The Davis darts are in the 1-and-1 penalty. The Lancers have one more foul to give, and they're showing it here on the scoreboard right now. Tate Garf is just fouled out. The only closest player with 4 fouls next to him is Rex Sunderland, who has 4. So, at the very least, if you're Davis, if you get to the point where you have to make your free throws, you have Colby Sims still on the floor.
Colby Sims has been money from the line tonight. 5 for 5 in the first half, missed 1 in the second half, but he's been hot all night.
If anybody was wondering, I just caught myself there. Davis missed 4 of their first 5 free throws to begin the second half. I really don't have a good feeling about it after what we both just said. I'm being honest.
They were 10 of 11 in the first half and then came out and went 1 for 5 to start the third.
Stop! We're going too far. We might jinx them even more now. Here comes Cottrell. And we're going to get a blocking foul as we get another set of carnage on the floor. That's Elias Parkinson who gets called for the block. And that will put Henry Eyrig on the line to shoot the 1+1 bonus.
It'll actually be Cottrell at the line. 1-and-1. Parkinson was following Cottrell. He had pretty good position, but barely just got caught trying to keep up with them.
2 big free throws here. Cottrell hits the first, and it's an 8-point game with 49 5/10 left. We're about a second behind. We're about a second in front of the official clock here in the arena. Second shot is also good. 56-47. Wilson holding out front. Screen from Palmer. Gets into the paint. Back to Brighton Palmer. Up, count it, and the contact! A big-time basket by Brighton Palmer. And we're once again in a 7-point game with 38 and a tick left here in the game. Parkinson comes back in. He has 3 fouls. Maxwell Painter just picked up his 4th foul. Palmer makes it, and it's a 2-possession game with 38 and a tick left here in the ball game. Sims almost had it stolen away. Eyrig almost threw it into the backcourt. Now he's doubled, and now here's Sunderland. And now you have to think about fouling, and they will, with 25 7/10 left to go here in the ball game.
Layton let a lot of time run off the clock before they were able to get a foul. They had Eyrig stopped right at half court, kind of along the corner, not a spot you want to stop if you're Eyrig, but he was able to pass out of it. They wasted another 5 to 7 seconds.
KJ Miller picks up the foul, his 3rd. As Sims misses. Here comes Wilson. Wilson drives. Wilson to Palmer. Palmer scores! Timeout with 17 and a tick left, and this is a 4-point game. A full timeout by Kelby Miller. So hang on tight, folks. We're not done yet. We'll be back after this message on KSLSports.com.
Jake said these are awesome for studying. Line. You shouldn't ever take someone else's medication.
Know your script. Talk to your kids about the dangers of sharing prescriptions.
back here at Davis High School. Alexander Tibalip, Tyler Gibb. Tyler, how quickly things can change. You can start to feel the heart rates rising a little bit in here as Davis's lead has been shaved to 4 here with, I know there's only 17 seconds left, but a lot can happen in 17 seconds.
At the end of games, anything can happen. There was a minute 26 left and Davis had a 10-point lead. That's when the IRIG technical foul happened. Since then, they've been able to trim it to just 4, and Davis will still be just 1-1 the next time they go to the foul line.
Absolutely critical moment here. 17 seconds are left. We'll try to keep the clock updated as we can. Cottrell triggers to Sunderland, and he is blocked out and fouled with 14.5 seconds left to go here in the fourth. The first foul call on Andrew Watts. And if there's anybody you want at the line at this point, it's number 13. Still 1-1. Sunderland. It touched every part of the rim, but it went in. And it's again a 5-point game.
It was going to be a 2-possession game no matter what, so Layton still got to get it and go quick. You have to get a 3 this time down the floor.
Sunderland makes it a 6-point game. Wilson drives into the paint, stops, turnaround jumper, blocked by Henry Eyring. And a foul with 5.9 seconds remaining. And it took a little bit, but it looks like the Davis Darts, pending a miracle here, are going to get out of here with a win.
On that last possession for Layton, without being able to advance the ball down the floor, using a timeout, obviously you can't advance in high school, so you have 14 seconds, you have 2 possessions, you're down by 6. A 2's not going to do much for you. You're not going to have time to get 3 possessions in 14 seconds, so you need to look for a 3 there.
Miller for 3, no good, and that's it! The Davis Darts, for the first time since 2019, have swept the duel in Davis County, 60-52. They defeat their cross-county rival, the Layton Lancers, and tonight, Davis County is gold. Tyler, final thoughts. That was a lot of fun.
It's always fun when you get Layton and Davis together. Davis, they're known for playing in close games this year. It looked like they were going to run away with it, but they gave us a close one at the end, and they were able to pull it out. This team just knows how to win in the end in close games, but credit Layton for staying in it, fighting to keep this one close. They were down 17 in the fourth quarter, had an excuse to bow out of it, but they didn't, and they made it a 4-point game with 15 seconds left, but Davis eventually escaped.
Well, Kelly Miller's team has a lot to build on, and I definitely agree with you with that. 2 hard-fought victories for Davis, but definitely this year at least, and every year I should say, these wins did not come easy for the Davis Darts against the Layton Lancers. Well, Tyler, I'll leave it up to you. Who's your pick for Heidemann & Associates Player of the Game?
It has to be Colby Sims. When they were struggling early, Layton jumped out to the lead. It was Colby Sims that answered the call. 16 first half points. He got it going from the foul line, the 3-point line, inside the paint. He was just all around Davis's best player tonight. Credit Sunderland, came out in the second half and did a lot of what Davis needed. He was the Colby Sims in the second half, but Colby Sims, the player of the game for Davis.
Well, I'm going to do you one better. How about we agree to disagree and go with co-players of the game? Let's go with Colby Sims and Rex Sunderland, because it was Sims in the first half, Sunderland in the second half. They proved once again that this Davis team truly is one of the best teams in the region.
They're a senior Layton team, a lot of experience. When you win a state title, that does a lot for your team. They believe they can win, and they've proved it time and time again in close games that they can win in close situations.
Tyler, that was fun. Let's do it again sometime.
Let's do it.
Thank you to all of our crew, especially Bill Francis, our cameraman here tonight, and to all the men and women that make this broadcast possible. You've been watching KSL Game Night Live Rewind's coverage of high school sports. This has been Davis Starts Basketball Game Night Live Rewind. Until next we meet, we'll see you on the next game when Davis plays Farmington on Tuesday. For all of our crew, I'm Alexander Timberlake for Tyler Gibb. Good night. We'll see you then.